Yo, what's good guys? So today we're gonna do a little tier list of the best and the worst investments for underground rappers. If you don't know how a tier list works, S is like the best, top of the top investment. E is like the worst, don't do it. Also, if you're really serious about going up in the underground, I have a private server. In that server, there's hours of content. You can talk to me one-on-one in there. I'm also speedrunning the underground in there and documenting every single move that I make so you can copy me one-to-one. And yeah, the people in there, they're making real progress, so it's a pretty good investment, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so for the first investment, we have microphones. Now the thing is with the microphone, if you have like a cheap headset, like maybe a $20 headset microphone that you play like video games on, you should invest in a better microphone. But if you already have like a $200 microphone, a pretty good decent microphone, I personally think that you should not upgrade. And the reason is because the difference between a $50 mic and a $200 mic is like, very, very clear. But a difference between a $200 mic and a $300 mic, it is not worth it. I would say don't upgrade, it's not worth it. And the thing is, this is the underground. I know people that have literally millions of streams on a Blue Yeti, so I think if you have a really, really bad mic, like a Five Below mic or a headset mic, it is worth it to upgrade to something better. But if you already have something pretty good, it's not worth it. I put it between S and C, so I'm just gonna put it in B. Alright, so while we're on the topic of equipment, we have to talk about an interface. If you have an XLR mic and not a USB mic, to be honest, a Focusrite gets the job done. Like, I know people that have literally ran an entire show on a Focusrite. You really don't need all this crazy equipment to go up in the underground. You'd be surprised. Like, if you have a really, really cheap, a really, really cheap interface, yeah, maybe upgrade a little bit, but if you have like a Scarlett Solo, it's not worth it. If you're doing like live instruments, yeah, maybe it will be worth it, but you just need something to get to the PC from your mic. So honestly, C tier. Don't go crazy, don't get a $1,000 interface. Alright, so this is like the last equipment one. We have soundproofing your room. Now this might be kind of controversial, but in my opinion, soundproofing your room as an underground rapper, D tier. Now this is like pretty controversial, I'm not gonna lie, but hear me out. Soundproofing your room, if you want like a good soundproof room, it is expensive. Like, it will cost you maybe a few $1,000s. It is pretty expensive. And the thing is that the underground is built on authenticity. We're not coming with $10,000 microphones and a $10,000 interface and a full studio in your room. People go up off BandLab with Apple earbuds. Like, D tier, if you have thousands of dollars to blow, A, maybe. If you don't do it. Okay, so now we have professional mixing and mastering. Now this is another really, really controversial one. All these are kind of controversial, I'm not gonna lie. But I want you guys to remember, this video is for people that have like under 5K monthly, they're trying to come up, they're making music in their room. Professional mixing and mastering, it's gonna go to C tier. Now here are the reasons why I put it in C. In my opinion, I think that you should have to learn how to mix and master your own music. If you have to hit up somebody every single time you want a song done, that is a lot of extra money and a lot of stuff that, you have to wait for it to get back to you. You have to do all this stuff when you could just do it yourself. Like deadass, if you really, really want to, you can learn how to mix and master in like a few days. And of course, like I already know I'm gonna get these comments, bro, that's the thing. Of course, you're not gonna be able to mix and master like Taylor Swift's level engineers or whatever, but you can learn how to make something sound good enough on a phone speaker. You can make something sound good enough for, potential TikTok virality. And this is the underground, it's authentic. Do it yourself. If you're trying to go for the polished vocals, everything polished 24/7, it's pretty rough, I'm not gonna lie. And now we have SubmitHub. Honestly, for an underground artist like underground rap, it's gonna have to go to E tier. Now the thing is with SubmitHub, if you just use like the free credits, it's great. And if you use like their tools, they have a ton of tools, right? They have a bunch of good tools, right? It's great. It's S tier for like a tool. But if you're trying to like, pitch the playlist and pay for the playlist and do more than just the free credits, I'm gonna have to go with E because look, there's not even that many like real underground rap playlists on SubmitHub, so it's just not worth it. Now we have influencer promo. Now if you've been on this channel for a while or you're in my private server, I've talked about influencer promo and honestly I'm not the biggest fan of it ever, but I do think that it is better than some of the other things on this list. Now I'm going to put it in B tier because look, marketing is the most important thing to growing your music. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but a 7 out of 10 song with 10 out of 10 marketing will always be a 10 out of 10 song with 5 out of 10 marketing. That's just how it is. So You know, in my opinion, this is the most worth it thing so far, unless you have a really, really bad microphone. If you can't tell already, I think that marketing is 10 times more important than trying to make everything perfect, because perfection does not exist. Next up, we have getting professional music videos done. Now, if you don't know who this is, by the way, this is 7:30 at morning. This is not paid promo or anything like that. I am just a fan of his work. And the reason why we have him here is because I found out about him and his music because of a music video. Now look, YouTube has been recommending music videos from small artists like crazy for like the past year, and you if you get lucky, that might be you. You know, you might get a video that is shown to thousands of new people and they will all become fans of you. Well, if they like it, of course. Here's the catch though. Just because a music video is good does not mean that it will be shown to a bunch of people or go viral or anything like that. If you want to film a music video and you really want it to be like potentially something that can get a bunch of new eyes on you, you have to learn stuff about YouTube. You have to learn retention, you have to learn click-through rate, a bunch of different things. But if you put in the time to learning all those things, a music video could be great for you. Now I'm going to put it in A tier because I have found so many different artists through this, and if you go on comment sections on small music videos, you will see people saying it was in their recommended, stuff like that. So I'm going to put it in A tier. So far, I do think that this is the best investment, but I do want to mention, you know, it is a gamble. Like, it is A tier if you know everything about YouTube or close to everything about how a YouTube video works and goes up. If you don't, it's a C tier. So, you know, of course, it's a gamble. If you put in the time, you can definitely have something that potentially can get you some new fans. Now we have botting your streams, your YouTube, your Instagram, whatever. Bro, F tier. If there was like a garbage tier, I'll be putting it here. If you bought your streams, bro, I don't even know what to tell you. Alright, so now we have meta ads. The thing with meta ads is that it costs a lot of money to even get a fraction of the amount of views that you need to blow up or make significant progress. Like if you really know how to work meta ads, it's okay. But in my opinion, organic over everything. Organic marketing is way better than paid marketing, especially if you're like 5K or under. Meta ads, it's kind of rough, I'm not gonna lie. If you know what you're doing, maybe it can be a B tier, but the amount of money it costs to actually move the needle and make stuff work for your music, it's kind of hard, and it's also hard to target the right people for your music, so I'm gonna put it in C. You know what, actually, you know what, I'm gonna put it in like higher C. And the reason I'm gonna do that is because, like, if you know how to work it, you can get some good results, and also like it's good for playlisting, I'll say that. So I mean, yeah, decent. Don't expect to blow up off of it though if you don't have like a ton of money to spend on it. So yeah. Now we have promo pages like Hyperpop Daily, Cash Cow Music, stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, if you don't have anything crazy unique about you, it's not that good. But if you have something, you really bring something new to the table, whether it's your music, the way that you look, something about you, or the angle that you go with, it's pretty good. You know, like people like Too Slimy blew the up off of HBK. I'm gonna put it in B because here's the thing. Not a lot of people really have something that sets them apart so crazy, or not a lot of people are willing to go in with the angle that you need to really move the needle for this. Paying to open for a bigger artist. Now look, in the underground, like the underground rap scene, this is like more normalized than other genres. Like pay to play in other genres is very, very frowned upon, but in this scene, it's a little bit more common. So in my opinion, if you are going in with the mindset of I am going to make every single one of these people my fans, don't do it, it's not worth it. But if you like match the headliner's energy, you match their, you know, you guys kind of have similar sounds and maybe a similar target audience, it could be a pretty good investment. The reason why you should be doing this, do it for clips, do it to talk to people backstage, do it to make connections, do it for TikToks afterwards, all that, you know, maybe a shot for a music video, everything like that. Instagram story, but don't expect to come out with 300 new fans if you play to 300 people. Investment tier, I'm gonna go with, I don't know, hold on, I gotta really think about this. I'll put it higher C. You know, I'm gonna put it right in the middle, in between B and C. It really depends on what you want, what you're like, all that. Now we have paying for a feature from a bigger artist. Honestly, it depends on a few different factors. Like if you are getting a feature just because they are a big artist, it's probably like D tier. But if you match their sound and you guys have a similar fan base, it can be a pretty good investment. It really depends, and this is definitely kind of like a delayed gratification type of thing. If you get a feature, you're not going to blow up immediately, but if you still like move the needle in other places and you get some clout in the underground, people will look back and be like, damn, he had a feature with blank and they were making music a long time ago. I'm just going to put it in B tier, but yeah, it really depends. And this is the thing. I want to point this out real quick. Every single thing on this list that's like marketing related, it really depends how much you really want to understand and how much work you really want to put into it. If you film a bad music video and you don't understand anything about YouTube, a music video is an E tier thing, you know what I mean? If you don't understand anything about meta ads, it is an E tier thing. A feature, if you don't understand how features work and how the underground economy works, it's not worth it. So every single thing on here, put time into it, do your research before, because like paid promo for one artist could be an S tier, but for you it could be an E. So you really got to put in the time, see what works for you, man. And A. And lastly, if you want an S tier investment, I have a private server. You can talk to me one-on-one in there. I'm active in there. You can DM me. It's a pretty nice place to be, I'm not gonna lie. If you want to blow up and you will actually put the work in, you want this, it's a good investment, bro. I'm not gonna lie. All right, I'll see you guys later. Peace.